And we're back, and we will just get immediately started here. We have returned, so we're going to get keys yet again, much to my chagrin. We start with an herb, followed by another magic key. Brian not using the wings. Interesting. We have the Erdrick Sword. We have wings. We have gold. And we have something else. So Juef is again going to do an opening gold grind. Oh! This time it might work out better. Oh, there's a spare magic key in there. That's what I missed. That's why Juef was really willing to do it all over again, which, if Brian had realized that was a key, he probably doesn't reset there. But he does reset, so he lost a little bit of time because he just saw wings and ran with it, which happened because he didn't know what it was. He also didn't check the back of Sharlock. Or the back of the thing. Honestly, I wonder if this is a, do I want to grind yet again? If all the items are right here in this town. Yeah, magic armor he doesn't think magic armor is worth it. Kind of agree with him. That. And now, Jeff's gonna stock up on keys. After doing his gold grind. Torch. More gold. And the armor! Well, Jeff gets to level 2, 0560. And we have Mountain underneath underneath Garanham. We find the wings in chest 1. 8120 will be level 3. Get an herb. Gonna do the Erdrick's Armor Manip. That's going to take Brian to level 3. Golden Belt. Juef doesn't go behind Garanham. Ten, 2, 14, 18, Hurt, and Radiant. The decision not to go into Garanham, go behind Garanham, was an intriguing one. But instead he's going to go underneath Tantico. While Brian's going to get level 5. 3, 8, 9, and heal. I guess I should mark the magic armor in there. And we get a torch. No, Jouef has not gotten Erdrick's armor. He did not go behind Garanham. He does go across Swamp Cave. Brian is trying to get a Death Warp out of Mountain Cave. He wants to do a gold grind, I guess. Red dragons have sleep. And weak breath. That'll make for a fun Charlock. Yes, Vanilla Reds. Maybe Jouef has realized that he has not checked the back of Garanham yet, now that he's died, and he will go right back. That's what one would hope. Brian gonna stock back up on keys. And nope, Jouef not going back to Garanham. This does not bode well. The bright side for him is he does have the magic armor, which is, you know, not nothing. It's possible he had Silver Shield so far on the mind that as soon as he came in, he was like, oh, a place I can spend my money, and just forgot that he had keys at that point. Or he wanted to check the other town first, and it was Hawksness. I don't know. 4, 1, 17, 4, outside, and heal more is what both of our runners get right now. Jouef checks to see if that mountain is the search spot, is disappointed to find out it is not, and does find another cave sitting right here. 2 caves, rather. And in this cave, we have a torch. He's going to throw that torch at the rogue scorpion. And the other cave is Tablet Cave, so all the little one-off checks going on over here. And we have deal 2 breath on the Star Wyverns. Jouef gets a scale, but immediately outsides. Does not equip that scale. I wonder if he did buy one in Garanham and I missed it. I don't know. I'll have to check. We'll have to find out later. 3160 is level 7. And now Zhuef comes across the red dragon, which feels to me to be a 50-75. Brian gets his level 7. We have not tried a stop spell yet. Alright, we're gonna go at it here. Oh! Zhuef might have just realized. Blue Dragon has hurt more. That's a nice thing to see. And Zhuef's feeling pretty silly right about now. Gets Mercy ruled by a blue dragon. Doesn't have to heal during battle, though, which is nice. Oh, there's red dragons in here. Zhuef was looking for a stop spell, unfortunately did not find it. The thing is, with armor, you still have a good chance of doing the whole mercy rule thing, like he just did right there. And Zhuef will finish off the exploration. Okay, he does... Zhuef has 2 dragon scales. So I'm going to assume he equipped the first one. Brian finds coal. NPC won't let him get to the shop, so he's going to go check the pool first. Finds nothing there. Now he's going to try to go back to the shop. And there are all the shield options. You know there's a red dragon in Grave. Underneath Garanham there is a red dragon. Therefore, at any point you can get yourself a silver shield. Or if you died at Grave, you can get yourself a silver shield. It's real easy to set up, and you know where you can buy one. And at this point, there's no reason to ever check another shop. He does have large, so if he just wants to go with that, he can. But, I would go ahead and grind for a silver in this situation, especially as early as I can get it. And we have level 80119. We get an extra heal more. Zhuef begging the red dragon to send him home, and the red dragon continuing to refuse. And we find Charlock and another town right by Charlock. That's a very nice thing to find. We're using the fact that ghosts have DL2 breath to our advantage here. And I can confirm he is wearing the Scale of the Dragon now. This ghost must be 25% DL2. But I guess he's getting chipped away. But he's got Erdrick's armor, so he can only do so much. There we go. And Brian will get his level 8. And now Zhwef gonna go refill on his gold, I assume, to get himself back to Silver Shield money. Always double check that one chest just to make sure that your glitch is set up correctly. Brian holding on for dear life, hoping to get to this town, which we know is a refilled town, which is very nice to have right beside Charlock. And it is Cantlin. He is going to check a shop, which tells me that if he finds a large shield, he's going to be done. But to be totally honest, the amount of time it takes to check all these shops for the item is just as long as it takes to actually search a chest enough times to get a silver shield. Obviously, you have to set up the grind, which means you'd have to die out of grave, but we know that there's going to be red dragons on the top of grave. And Brian is going to buy a dragon scale, it appears. And he's going to equip said dragon scale. Alright, now we're off. We are now checking coordinates. A whole lot really easy to do with Erdrick's armor. Go and fight. Wizards with sleep as well. And hurt. Yeah, coal is empty. Coordinates are empty. We've already seen a belt, so we know that Hawksness has something. And then, yeah, we got all the one-off checks on Zhwef's side, so, except for Rimmeldar, so yeah. I believe that means we're in one continent, because I think Zhwef outsided across the Swamp Cave and just ended up right back here. Alright, Brian gonna hit level 9, and he's gonna be 6 power, 6 speed, 4 hit points, 1 magic point, and hurt more. Back to the Blue Dragon we go. Oh, the second continent was closed off. Okay, I must have just missed it when Zhwef did that. Zhwef walking by the Stones Cave, which he's already seen. Finds another cave that he has not yet seen, and it is the grave. Brian is going to immediately go to the spike tile and check it out, now that he has Hurt More, to see if he can grind to something. He's got Hurt More, he's got Heal More. Blue Dragon has Hurt More. There is a Silver Harp for Zwef. And a Death Necklace. And we know there are red dragons on this floor. So if he tries to run away... Or so, even if he tries to dive, he could get stopped before he gets down there. Golem on the spike tile, not exactly what you want to see at this point. Zwef gonna get his Hurt More. And the question I have here is, if Zwef does not get away, will he grind yet again for Silver Shield money? Zwef for not healing. Brian trying to figure out the right move here. Lands a Hurt More, and has done well in defeating the Blue Dragon, and finds a token. Oh no! Oh no! So the Demon Knight, he excellent dodges Zwef, then proceeds to put him to sleep, and then throw a DL2 breath at him. Yeah, at this point, I am not wanting to take a whole lot of fights down here. My priority is to get to the bottom, and I'll worry about XP later. I certainly am not going to take extra effort to, Oh! Star Wyverns have DL2. We have multiple Sharlock enemies with Sleep. We have at least one Sharlock enemy with DL2. Brian has come across an Axe Knight over right by, I believe this is Stone's Cave he's by. And he will get level 10, where he will receive 4 power, 2 response speed, 3 hit points, and 5 magic points. I did miss what was in Grave 4. It was an herb, okay. Now he's got to survive. Zwef's got to survive here to the end. He has enough, just enough for outside. And the stones. Zwef now knows if the token is in Hawksness, And he knows something isn't Hawks. No, he doesn't know that yet, because he hasn't seen Cantlin. But if the token isn't Hawksness, he is in Grind and Goat. I guess we haven't seen the trade-in caves yet, but he doesn't need to open any more chests. Brian, assuming he does the whole dive, will find the same thing fairly quickly. And if I'm Brian, there's not a whole lot left to check. So, I'm going to be doing that whole check. And now Brian gets his heart. But Schweff does not go for Hawksness. Instead, he comes across Cantlin. He's going to get his Silver Shield. I do not believe Brian has purchased the shield yet. Oh, it wasn't Cantlin. Cole. Right. I do not believe Brian has purchased a shield as of this moment. I am very perplexed by Schweff's opting not to go straight to Hawksness. Thank you, Brian, for confirming to me that I did not miss a shield pickup. Now Schweff's going to find Cantlin. He's found Charlotte. That Silver Shield may end up being very, very valuable for Schweff on a dive, given that he will very possibly be repelling both Star Wyverns and Wizards. Wizards having Sleep, Star Wyverns having DL2. And he will now get his level 10. Schweff decided to try to kill this blue dragon rather than just getting out of here. That close to a town that he doesn't know what it is. It's a decision. Well, he does get the kill. And he does get all the way there. And then he should know that... Well, I guess he'll know something is on Hawksness. He doesn't know that it is going to be necessarily the token until he finds Rimeldar. Oh, man. Oh, goodness gracious. So Brian gets killed by the DL2 Star Wyvern just a short distance from the Stones of Sunlight. He will, however, be able to build up his gold here. Although I guess... I don't know if that was a mistake or what. I think he made a mistake and meant to get gold there. And opened up the wrong chest. Meanwhile, Schweff is throwing some more hurt roars out, trying to kill this blue dragon. So there is an interesting question about if you dive grave or not right now, because I don't recall us having seen any trade-in cave. There's the very decent possibility that on the way to the... Well, I guess you want to make sure you have the stones before then if you're going to do that, so... But there's the idea of basically you could go out and be looking for the trade-in cave and run across Remeldar while you're doing that and not have to go the whole deep grave dive. 17-4, 27-3 is what Brian gets at level 11, and apparently that's what Brian's thinking too, because he's continuing on. I'm going to go ahead and assume that I missed the token pickup, rather than the fact that Zhuef decided to not search it. And he's going to get that same mighty level. And I think his plan is just to let the blue dragon send him home. Zhuef now going to go check out the spike tile. He has 115 hit points, so he can take out a golem if it doesn't have anything special. He only has 99 attack power, so it's going to feel real bad. And he only has 48 MP, so he's not going to survive very long. So he'll get to take out maybe one, maybe two if he's lucky. But of course, he doesn't know that yet. He got hurt more. He's wanting to see what he can spam with it. And he will probably be disappointed with what he finds, at least at the moment. Might be looking forward to finding it later. Brian checks for stop spell, sees he doesn't have it, decides, you know what, let's go for it anyway. Golem taking forever to go down for Zhuef. He decides to swing at that last one. I guess he assumed he'd got it down, and there it goes. So he might be able to get 2 more golems in this one. Meanwhile, Brian also gets the 350 experience from a different monster, and is continuing on. Well, let's crit the golem to make sure he goes down. The Spectre's not quite gonna get Brian to the next level. But he's on the hunt. Runs from the ghost, even though a second ghost would give him the level. He'd have the level now if he'd killed that one ghost. But instead, he's gonna go after the red dragons again. It's very ambitious. I like it. I get it, we have a ton of HP, his attack does very little damage. You can probably survive, unless you have a horrible sleep log. But, all that said, Zhuef actually gets the level first. 0, 8, 0, 2, and repel. And he's going to let that golem send him home. And Brian will get that level from the red dragon. Now let's see if Zhuef decides to go right back or not. It does appear he is headed in that direction. And I can't say I blame him. I would sooner rather than later go out and find the items of note. But I do see with only 50 MP because there's one thing where, okay, hey, uh, you could grind till your go and get to those caves and everything you need to real easy, or the golem's really, really slow right now, and you could pick up a lot of experience traveling to all those places, and then get to grind at the end, because you don't want to be in go mode suddenly and not know where anything is. So I would, but with 50 MP, that may not be enough to explore the whole world. So I still get wanting to go here, but I feel like at level 13 I'd want to branch out if it's notable at all in survivability. Yeah, I do notice that the grind until you're go adjacent and then go search seems to be the preferred, or seems to be the more common approach suggested by a lot of the top runners. My biggest issue with that is simply, oh, Brian's gonna pick these up too, so he's gonna set up for Silver Shield grind once he gets the bottom chest. My biggest issue with it is just that if I'm in a... I guess if you know there's a refill town by Charlock, it's not as big a deal. It's basically... I've lost my train of thought now. I'm less of a wait till go adjacent kind of person. I prefer to get experience while moving around and not, whatever. Yeah, you're right. Game's not going to throw stuff at you. But, at the same time, we've had a bunch of red dragons show up for Brian. You could go take them on and get 350 experience a pop. And then you can come do this eventually. We've seen golems in the overworld too, I believe. So, at this early of a level, the game might give you another level on your way out. And I hate to be sitting there wandering around exploring half the map, because it doesn't feel like they've explored a whole lot of map to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Very often am. But I don't feel like they've explored a whole lot of map, which tells me I have a huge amount of questions left. And I don't want to be wandering the overworld for 8 minutes, searching for stuff, running from monsters because I'm in Go. So I generally prefer to go out sooner, but I think 50 MP isn't low enough that I would think about sitting here grinding too, but if there's any reasonable MP gain on this level, I would probably go. 1, 4, 3, 15. That's reasonable MP gain to me. I would probably go off after I use my resources up here. We'll see if Zwift decides to do that or not. Meanwhile, Brian hits that same level. Well, part of the reason in this particular scene I'd also go off is specifically because our strength is so terrible. We have hurt more. There's a lot of monsters we could probably kill on the overworld and get experience quickly, and potentially get our strength up before we get to this point. Anyway, Brian gets his stones and is now ready to death warp out of here. And we will see if Zwift decides to keep going or not. I would assume he will. And that assumption is right. Brian using torches, clearing his inventory of torches. I'm not sure why he's doing things in the order he's doing them, but okay. Alright, now hopefully this time Brian does not open that middle chest first. Alright, now he will be grinding to his silver shield. This blue dragon does not wish to let Zwef grind this golem. He does the spite agility check. And now Zwef is one more golem away from level 14, and we'll see if that gives him enough strength to make this grind a whole lot less obnoxious. And Brian acquires his silver shield. And our level 14 is 7, 8, 3, 10. I feel better about this golem grind with that extra 7. Still not as much as you'd like, but it's manageable. Brian does the Brexit. So Brian is deciding he would rather go search all the items, or find all the trade-in first, before going for the grind. Swift takes the Death Warp here. We'll see if he decides to go for another round on the golems, or if he decides to move on. There was a blue dragon with Hurtmore on Hawks. If you think low AP golem grinds are putrid, low AP blue dragon grinds even worse. So Zwef is off looking for trade-in caves as well now. Will he take his chances at this red dragon? He will. It does not appear we're going to get any stop spell attempts, so we're going to go ahead and just take a look at this. 50, 75, 1 out of 16 stop spell. So if you wanted to throw a stop spell out there, you could. And likely land it. Brian gets the Staff of Rain, but of course we don't have stop spell yet, so we can't do that quite yet. But if you have stop, this just becomes a super... I mean, those become super free because of that. Brian had the good fortune to find the trade-in cave for the staff first, so that when he finds the jerk, he can turn it in, and I believe that right there will be the jerk. And I believe I am wrong, because that is the grave. And again, that's tablet. There's Cole again. He's probably going to refill his resources while he's right here. Oh, that's a good point. I should probably get the red off the screen. Yeah, I don't know why people don't follow the go the right way strategy more often. But, you know. I believe that's grave, which means that Zhuef is going to be heading in the direction of the staff cave. This is around where Brian was, where he turned it in. I believe this is new area, and sure enough, this little nook that looks like it could be a modified Cave Daron is going to have our jerk in it. It's going to get us the Rainbow Drop Cave, and is going to put Brian in a reasonable edge, even though Zhuef has a little bit more experience. As soon as Brian goes into grind mode, he's going to catch up with that real fast. Brian hits his level 14. And we'll get his Rainbow Drop. Zhuef taking the Blue Dragons on his way. And Brian is going to go golem chopping. Brian's looked at his stats for about the 4th time now. Really trying to lock in his head what he's got there so that he is ready. He can do all his math and stuff while it's going. 9, 7, 8, 7, and stop spell. Strength's not there yet, but it makes that golem grind so much better. Alright, Zhuef is closing in on the jerk. He's just got to kind of go across this swamp right here. Oh, no, no, not that way. The other way. Zhuef going to throw Stop Spell, is going to block that spell, as we expected. Well, I mean, if Zhuef just keeps running into these red dragons on his way, Brian is not going to be able to catch up with him on XP. Zhuef actually going to be happy to find Breckenary because he can refill his resources. Alright, he hits this little inlet here, and now that means the only way he can go now is west, which is going to be taking him towards the jerk. So Zhuef's going to stop to take these blue dragon fights, which are substantially less efficient. So Zhuef opting to hurt more of those Star Wyverns, and I would think if you hurt more of the Star Wyvern, it should remind you to heal yourself up a bit when you have 129 max HP, because DL2 can hurt. Alright, well, Zhuef has kept XP pretty even so far. Like, Brian has not really gained on him in this whole grind process, and he is just about there at the jerk. And of course, going to pick up more experience on the way. If 16 is go, he may not even have to go back to those golems, depending upon what happens with these red dragons. One more of these puppies after this one, and we will be at level 16. With 129 HP, we are already Death Necklace eligible. Now we need a lot more, but you know, than just being able to get that extra 10 attack power. But it is nice. And Zhuef will get his drop. Now, he does not immediately cast Return, which makes me wonder if he's thinking the same thing that Beta's thinking, which is do a desert grind with Repel for these red dragons. But they appear to not be giving him anything. So I'm curious what he is doing now. He just wants experience to get to the next level at this point. Then he'll figure it out. Meanwhile, Brian will get his level 15. And Joef now 4 experience points away. And this Star Wyvern will do it. He's right here by Sharlock. If this is go, we're in good shape. And our level is 9 power, 15 hit points, and that's it. That puts us at 135 attack power with the Death Necklace. I want 11 heal mores for that. I want another level. You have to get the opening double on the Dragon Lord to make it reasonable. And, I mean, you have decent odds of that, given that you have all the extra XP, but I don't know, it's super tight. It's definitely could go, but 68 agility does not fill me with confidence. But Joef is considering I want those red dragons, so he's searching for them. And he finds one and it immediately puts him to sleep. We'll see. If he stays here, we'll get to see how this works, because, like, right now, we are 1,200... We are basically 4 red things apart. And Joef only needs 4 more red things after this one to, he only needs, 4 more after this one to finish the job. He's got Brackenary right there, which I would go to right now to go heal myself, but Joef wants to take 1 more red dragon first. Continues to get back attacked by these red dragons. Now, Joef's lead has grown, but of course, that's because Brian died, had to refill, come back. So, I imagine Brian will catch back up a little bit, but we'll see if Joef can get there first. I would really want us to take an in trip at this point. But Joef wanting to get the whole thing before he goes back to the inn. I just don't want to put myself in a situation where I get back attacked, slept, and then go home when I'm this close to Sharlock and this close to the level. Brian hits level 16. Looks at... Oh, I assumed he was... Oh, wait, we've got an outside going on here. Brian says let's go. Joef using a couple of herbs to stay alive. I get the idea, but now you have to refill those herbs. I guess you got Cantlin right there by Sharlock. It's not a big deal. Alright, let's see if this is worth it. If this is enough agility, then it could really make a difference. 3 power, 1 agility, 3 hit points, 2 magic points. I mean, that's clear go, but yeah. I say that's clear go. I don't know that I'd even call it clear go, but I would have to do it. But it's not going to give him any notable edge over Brian. Oh, I forgot to do that. There we go. Not going to give him any notable edge over Brian. I mean, the attack power is enough to matter. You need 1 less swing. But, it's not going to benefit him enough to make up for falling behind, to being further back on a dive. That's really what it comes down to. But 16 agility can also throw a ton of variance in there. And this soldier refuses to let Schwef buy the herbs. We have an armored knight. Have we seen an armored knight yet? I don't know that we've seen an armored knight yet. Well, that's... just seems to be attacky so far. Gonna get the mercy roll for the armored knight on Brian's screen. But he successfully, I think, first turn ran from the last 2, so can't complain too much about that mercy roll there. Schwef's gonna get mercy rolled the very first time. Brian's fairy water feels like it's doing work. I mean, he throws out a fairy water. All he's repelling are wizards, but in this particular seed, that's a valuable thing to be repelling because they have sleep, and they, you know, they're not going to kill you, but they will slow you down. And that getting put to sleep by something that won't kill you cost Urson a race this year. So, it happens. Star Wyverns will kill you. Unfortunately, we cannot repel them. That was what I was wondering. If we got a decent agility game, we could be repelling Star Wyverns, Green Dragons. There are wizards here. Schwef is not repelling them. A lot of wizards. So that fairy water really was doing work for Brian. You should always make sure you know your agility when you go into one of these places and know what you're looking for. Because I missed it, but I imagine why Brian threw the fairy water up was specifically because he saw a wizard and he's like, oh, I can get rid of these. Schwef is not far behind. Brian going for the fighter's ring. Schwef has no need to go for the fighter's ring. So this could play a role as well. Is Schwef going to be the first one to get there? Oh man. These blue dragons are rude. Oh no! Alright, Schwef running low on resources himself. And Brian going here makes me think he's going to go grind some golems. He did not get the ring. This is dicey at this point in time. How much is Ref going to push this? He's going to throw a heal more. Dive's not quite dead yet. Your Dive's never dead as long as you've got hurt more. But if there's a red dragon at this spike, might be able to do something interesting, but Brian's going to be very disappointed in his level 18. It'll be enough to go because he gets that Fighter's Ring attack power, but... Alright, I think Schwef is not going to try anymore, but he's going to check the spike tile. Green Dragon. Not bad. Now, is he going to go to Dragon Lord and throw a hurt more, or is he going to grind the Green Dragon? He's going to go for it. Game is begging him not to go for it. Begging him not to go for it. So I am 1-6, or so... at 138 attack power, I am wanting 12 swings. We have 8 heal mores. We are going to have probably 2 doubles in 8 heal mores. That's not going to happen. So for the best odds of winning, you actually you're going to have to land a hurt more. So throw the hurt more out early and go ahead and know in advance whether or not there's any point in continuing. Hopefully Juet does that. And of course gets back attacked. Yep. Good job, Juef. No effect. Throw another hurt more. If this doesn't land, just swing. If it doesn't land, just die. Oh no, don't keep heal mooring. It's too late now. Oh, he lands one of them! Well, I mean... even if you get this one, it doesn't matter. You don't have enough damage to go for it. But yeah, equipping the Death Necklace, big problem, because now he's going to have a whole lot less HP for the dive. Meanwhile, Brian did get this level 17 on the nose. Even 12,000. So Brian's going to come over here, fill his herbs back up. Potentially buy a fairy water or two. Oh, he's got fairy waters enough already. Because of the golem grind, he has no money and is going to have to sell items to fill up on herbs. I love that. Meanwhile, Zhwef is now going to grind to 18. So he's going to need Brian's dive to fail here. And frankly, in a way, I feel like he has to do this because he equipped the Death Necklace. You aren't going to be able to make this dive with all your resources with 111 HP at this point, given your stats. Brian has 0 gold. 0 gold, exactly 12,000 experience, which is the minimum you need to hit level 17. He is running lean and mean right now. If he does die again, he will have difficulty affording a new set of herbs. He already had to sell items for herbs last time. Oh, there's money in the treasury. Okay. That's a good point. Now is Brian going to go for the fighter's ring still? He got quite a few fairy waters. He could go for the fighter's... He doesn't. I don't think he needs to. He could go for the fighter's ring and forget the death necklace. But I doubt he does it. If he thought last level was go with fighter's ring, then this level with an extra 3 AP is certainly going to be considered go without fighter's ring. But we will see. Here's the moment of truth. There will be no fighter's ring. So we have 1 red dragon away. Brian, all things considered, has had a pretty good dive. 2, 1, 0, 0. That is our next level. Now, if we didn't have the death necklace equipped, it would still have been 1 HP. Alright, so it would have been 2, 1, 1, 0. But we have death necklace equipped over here, so are we continuing to grind? We are continuing to grind. Putting Death Necklace on should be pretty safe at this point. Alright, Brian starts with a 9. Followed up by an 18. Takes us to 27. So we've got the full range covered now. It's not the full range. Full range would be 19. 37. 51. 66. 75. 92. 102. 'Shrift finally had a stop spell miss on a red dragon. We're at 114. 126. 'Almost home free. 139. 'We're guaranteed now. And we're especially guaranteed now. 155. Just hold A and win. 167. Everybody get out your GGs for Brian Williams 42, who will win Game 2 and will move on to the quarterfinals. And Brian wins with a final time of 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 34 seconds. Oops, I would put those backwards. 117.34 rather. Oh, I missed the level for Zwef. So we went from 90, 70, 111, 84 to 91, 72, 115, 87. So even still, not that much of a level. Alright, let's go switch our audios around. So Brian will now go on to play the winner of the live race from earlier today. And that means that we have 2 more series left to go in the round of 16. Zweff's refusal to cast Repel and block off the Wizards and the Star Wyverns is indeed curious. Especially once you see that Star Wyvern, you know what that Star Wyvern's packing. "18 golems killed for Brian. 9 green dragons. 6 red dragons. No stop spells. 19 hurt mores. 238 attacks, 4 crits. That's a bad crit rate. Just at least having a better dive this time than he was last time. And as I say, Zweff's finally having a better time of the dive. And Armor Knight says, I can do something about that. He's got a few herbs to play with to try to keep the herb game going up, too. And we still get a back attack. But he at least got in with enough resources that he still gets the opening single. 15! $26. $40. $56. $70. $83. $101. $115. There was another swing in there I just totally whiffed on. I think it was 10. Put us at 125. I'm going to say that. And I'll say that's 135. We'll pretend that's right. Would take us to 151 if I'm correct. And this last swing will take us to... Ooh! There's a 20! 171. So... get your GGs out for Juef. His tournament will be over, but he had an excellent season, setting a record time in the last round, having knocked off, or having beaten some very good players in his groups, and yeah, just all-around impressive tournament, but it's very difficult to stop the Brian Williams train. Ten, and then 10 Blue Dragons defeated. That's a lot of 10s on one screen. Alright, Juef's final time was 126.16. Toss that in real fast. 126.16. Alright. So, I had hopes of throwing up the third vodcast to completely clear our queue, but my voice has told me that is a bad idea. So, we have one race that has not been aired as of this point, which is RG versus Hoodie Game 2. And our next actual race that we're aware of is going to be Friday at 6 p.m. It's going to be Game 3 between Aaron and Ryguy. And there will be an async at some point between Slamu and Archfield. So I don't know if that'll happen and be aired tomorrow or what. But all things equal, we will try to finish off the vodcasts after Game 3 on Friday. I'm unlikely to be able to do something. Of course, if anybody else wants to go run the other vodcast remaining, I encourage them to do it. But as far as it goes, whatever's outstanding, I will attempt to take care of after Aaron and Ryguy's race on Friday. Until then, we are going to send you over to Zatrex. Make sure I got the right number on him. Oh. 17, right? Yeah, 17. Alright. They're going to be sending you to Zatrex, who is playing Dragon Warrior 3 Randomizer. Everybody have a wonderful night, and I'll see you in the next one.